Good. Happy Tuesday evening, June 8th, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this evening news, weather, and traffic update right here on the Riley King Radio Network. Let's begin right now. First up, let's take a look at your evening news stories this evening. First up, Bucket residents evacuate camp. Nearly all residents of a homeless encampment off Douglas Street had departed by Tuesday morning, the day after a tense standoff between Manchester police and activists who support the residents. ER boarding crisis reform attracts opposition. Hospital, social service, and disability right leaders on Tuesday opposed the Sununu administration's bid to increase the time someone could wait in an emergency room to be evaluated for mental health illness. Family medicine residency program comes to Keene. Cheshire Medical Center announced Tuesday it is creating a family medicine residency program after closing on a $4.6 million deal for the old Peerless Insurance building. Suspects involved in a road rage murder of 6-year-old due in court. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Latest on those arrests in the fatal road rage shooting of a 6-year-old boy on a California freeway. The two suspects due to be arraigned in court later today. Will Carr has the latest on the investigation. Good morning, Will.
Good morning, Robin. This case has crushed this community. We have seen so many people walk up to this memorial to honor Aiden Leos, the 6-year-old with those bright eyes and that big smile. This morning, authorities say they have his alleged killers behind bars, and they are combing through their social media pages, including an Instagram page that shows one of the suspects firing guns on multiple occasions. We're choosing not to show those videos this morning. This morning, the two suspects accused of killing 6-year-old Aiden Leos are set to appear in court. Authorities arresting 24-year-old Marcus Anthony Ariz and 23-year-old Win Lee after a 2-week manhunt.
There was indications that they were doing everything they could to hide both evidence and their identities.
Orange County District Attorney Todd Spitzer says authorities also now have both the gun and the car used in the alleged road rage shooting. Aiden was in his booster seat in the back of his mom's car when he was shot in the back while she was driving him to school. He died bleeding in her arms. His last words, "Mommy, my tummy hurts." He was laid to rest Monday.
My precious son had his life ripped away from him for absolutely no reason. They took his life and my heart along with it.
How helpful was the public in this case?
The public was unbelievable. The public has been just huge, and I cannot thank them enough.
And speaking of the public, there was a $500,000 reward in this case. The DA tells me that if they get a conviction, there's a number of people in this community who could be getting that money.
Well, hey there, GMA fan.
Okay, and there you go on a look at your evening news updates. Now let's take a look at your evening weather update right now. Heat continues across the state. Let's take a listen to that weather update from meteorologist Eric Weglar.
Thanks for clicking on WMUR.com. I'm meteorologist Eric Weiglar. As the heat continues to build across the state, have seen a decent amount of sunshine to start. Temperatures, too, way warm in the 70s and the 80s. But you look to the west here, and there are a cluster of showers and downpours, even thunderstorms, too, that are attempting to make inroads from the west as they move towards the east. And ultimately, with the fuel in place today, both in the form of higher heats and humidity, we are expecting downpours and thunderstorms later on this evening. So today should mark the final day of the heat wave for the entire state. We are expecting, once again, more unhealthy humidity and heat itself. To that point, the National Weather Service will once again continue the heat advisory for eastern Hillsborough and western Rockingham away from the immediate coastline until 6 o'clock tonight. Main concern here is as we go into the afternoon, the feels-like temperatures, so the combination of both the temperature and the relative humidity will spike into the upper 90s as we go into the second half of the day. So what that means is it's tougher to sweat, and that of course increases the body temperature. So when we really hit home here, the need to stay hydrated and stay cool as we go into the evening hours tonight. Clouds will build. That's the theme as we go into the afternoon. Here comes the thunderstorm and downpour threat as we go into the evening hours. Best chance for the strongest activity will be across southern New Hampshire, in and south of Concord. This will continue for several hours as we go into Wednesday morning. And the reason why downpours are so prevalent is because of the soup that's in the air that just lingers in place overnight tonight. So again, a lot of moisture in the air that fuels downpours and storms. Those will continue through the evening hours tonight. Tomorrow will feature a few more storms as we go into the afternoon, especially across central and southern New Hampshire. It wouldn't shock me if even the northern half of the state sees a rumble of thunder or two as we go into the evening hours. Now, Thursday looks a lot nicer. We're down into the low 80s, refreshing humidity. Cools down even more on Friday. A good 20-degree minimum decrease in temperature with rain likely. And it looks like much of the weekend is not terribly bright. But the good news, it's not as warm with highs only in the 70s.
Okay, and there you go on that evening weather update. And now let's take a look at your evening traffic update right now. And a check of your roadways this evening. In Henniker, you're seeing smooth sailing. Hopkinton, smooth sailing. Bow, Pembroke, and Concord, all smooth sailing. Boscawen and Canterbury, smooth sailing. Chichester, smooth sailing. Epsom, smooth sailing. In between Epsom and Chichester, there is some medium and slow-paced traffic there. Northwood, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Lee, smooth sailing with medium and slow-paced traffic. Durham, smooth sailing with a little bit of medium-paced traffic. Rochester, smooth sailing. Dover, smooth sailing with some medium and slow-paced traffic. Newington, you got some smooth sailing. And Portsmouth, smooth sailing with a little bit of medium-paced traffic. Portsmouth and Maine, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Greenland, smooth sailing. Rye, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Northampton, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Hampton, smooth sailing with a little bit of medium-paced traffic. And Seabrook, slow and medium-paced traffic with a little bit of smooth sailing. On 101, a great ride on 101. Nice and smooth sailing on 101. Around the Hooksett and Manchester area, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Goffstown, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Bedford, medium-paced traffic with some smooth sailing. Amherst, smooth sailing. And Milford, smooth sailing. Merrimack, smooth sailing. Nashua, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Nashua, Milford, medium-paced traffic with a little bit of smooth sailing. And incident lane block due to an accident on New Hampshire 101A Milford Road eastbound at Continental Boulevard. Should be clear by 8:08 p.m. Derry, Londonderry, Windham, Salem into the border, Massachusetts. Medium-paced traffic with some smooth sailing and slow traffic as well. And that is a look at your evening traffic this evening. And that does it for this evening edition of your news, weather, and traffic update right here on the Riley King Radio Network. Have a great evening and see you back here tomorrow for another news, weather, and traffic update. Good night and goodbye, everyone.